Hello student. Now we are going to continue with our previous chapter, that is evolution. In this chapter we have already discussed about the Miller-Urey experiment, that is the chemical evolution and the origin of life. Now we are starting with the evolution of life form. There are several theories related with the evolution of life. The most important and the previous story, or we can say that the first beginning theory, is the theory of special creation. This theory was given in the earlier scientists like Aristotle in the or the Greek peoples. What they believe that the theory gives an idea that all the organism on this earth, all the living organism that we see today are created as such. The diversity was always the same since the creation and will be same in future. The age of the earth is about 400-year old. So the earlier people, that is during the 12th or 13th century, or we can say that up till the 17th century started, that is before 15th century, the people like Aristotle, Stratos and other one, they believe that this life is originated by a special creation, or we can say a life is created by a god. This is basically depend upon the religious text, like in Hinduism we go on to the Gita. In Hinduism we go on Gita, or in Islam we say that Quran is been the important one. Bible for the Christianities, people belong to a Christian community. So all these religious literature indicates that the life on this earth is been created by a god. The god is the creator and he is the destroyer. So what they believe that what are the people or a living organism which are present today, that is if you consider like a cow is a living organism, tiger is a living organism, a man is a living organism, a woman is a living organism, a plant like neem, tulsi, etc. All these are living organisms. These living organisms which are found today are present from the first day of the creation of the earth. That is the morphology, that is morphology, morphology and physiology of the organism which we are seeing today are present from the first day of the creation. That is, the shape of the cow is from the day one of the creation of life on earth until by today, and still it will be in the same shape and size in future also. That is, there is no changement is been seen and never the changement can be occurred. That the people of that days never believe in the early man, or we can say a homo erectus people, or they can't be believed that the, like suppose if we can consider a category of human being like man, we can say that a man are, or human beings are, their ancestors are ape, but that early people doesn't believe that the people of the 15th or 14th century, they doesn't believe that the human being are the created from the morphological change in apes. That is, before homo sapien there is a homo erectus or other man. So what they think that the early and that the organism which are found today is been present from the first day and it will remain in future. This theory is called a theory of special creation, or that is the life originated by a god. This theory is further in the 16th century. It has been challenged, and later it is the biggest challenge occurred in the 19th century. That is, in the beginning of the 17th to 19th century, 18th to 19th century, the biggest challenge that no, the life is not been created by a god. some scientists, when they study, they found that life is not created by a god, or not randomly the life has been created. How? Among these are the biggest scientists who have given us some assumptions that proves that life is not created by a god. This biggest scientist is Charles Darwin. What he do? He sailed on the ship and visited around the world with his own ship. That's name is HMS Beagle. That is not very important, but you have to know that this is the name of a ship. Charles Darwin has taken this ship and moved through a sea route and moved to a different part of the world. Like he visited South America, North America, European countries, African countries, Asia, and Australia also. What he concluded that existing life forms share similarities to a varying degrees, not only among themselves, but also with life forms that million years ago. Many of such life forms exist anymore. There had been extinction of different life forms in the year gone by. Just a new form of life arose at a different period of history of earth. So what he says that, as if he challenges the creation of life, so what the creation says, like a human being, that human being is created by a god. We can say human is created by god. Okay, according to the special creation, the human is created by god. So if god has created a human being, then why the god has created different type of human being? Like Negroes, we can see a Negroes in the African countries, like English people like Britishers, American, Mongoloid, you can say a Chinese people, or we can say Red Indian, or we can say Indians. If we look the people of Negro, a blackish people, they are also human being. They also have a hand, they also have a nose, and they perform all the function as performed by a Mongoloid, like a Chinese people or Japanese people, like a Red Indians of Arabian countries, or an Indian, we know that, or a Britishers. But the color, the morphology are different. The blackish are very tall in height, the English whose nose are very small, the Mongoloids eyes are very small, and their height on average about 5.58, not more than that. You cannot find a tall people in the Mongoloid, and their shapes are different. So when the god has created a human being, why these are so different? Even they are having a same function, they are performing the same function. This shows that life is not created by god. If god has created, why is creating different types of organisms? Another important thing is, there are some organisms which are being extinct as the days passes. Like if you take a case of a dinosaur, we know that there is a dinosaur. The dinosaur is now no more present, but they are present in the earlier days. We have some evidences. So there are a lot of organisms which are not present, but they are found present in the previous days. So if the life is created by a god and it is present from the first day and it will remain present in future also, then where is dinosaur gone? And why dinosaur has gone? Why dinosaur has get extinct? It may be present today also, and it may be present in future also. Some more evidences, if we give some more example, is that let's suppose the best example among this is a Homo sapien. We know that if we go on the Homo sapien, Homo sapiens are the development from Homo erectus. Okay, so when a Homo erectus get modified, they give to rise to a Homo sapien. Okay, So now there is no Homo erectus in this earth. There is no more any Homo erectus, but there is still a Homo sapiens. What does this indicate? That the morphology of Homo erectus is different from morphology of Homo sapien. The physiology of Homo erectus is also different from physiology of Homo sapien. But while the Homo sapiens are been derived from the Homo erectus, and still there is no Homo erectus. If the life is created in by a god, and in the first day the human being are in the form of Homo erectus, then still today also there is Homo erectus, and there is no Homo sapien should be present today, and in future also we also found a Homo erectus, but today where there is no Homo erectus present. This indicates that the life is originated by some chemical reactions or some chemical evolutions which has to form a life on this earth, and these life as time passes due to development and the developmental change give rise to a diversity of organism, just like a due to development change a Homo erectus is give rise to a Homo sapien, a new species, and now this Homo sapiens as present, the Homo erectus later get extinct. So the life is been originating and modified as the time passes, and finally they give rise to an organism. Any population has built-in variation in characteristics. So whatever the population we found, if any of the organism they have a variation. If we say we take a cow, if we go on to look over the cow's morphology and the character present in the European country are different than European countries. Cows are different than our Indian cow. You have see the different types of cow, like a Jersey cow. Jersey we have a Jersey, 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 Jafrabadi, Zafrabadi. These are the different varieties of the cow. If all the cow is being produced, why the God has created a different type of varieties? No, God. That means that the God has not created any differences, or the God has not created any life. These varieties are being obtained as the time pass and due to the modificational changes found in this organism. Like a cow, after due to a small variation in the generation after generation, that a new cow obtained from a previous and another cow is obtained as this. Suppose this is the first generation, this is the second generation, and this is the third generation. There is always a slight difference from first to second and a slight difference from second to third. These slight differences later in fourth generation, if we compare a fourth generation cow, we found a large differences, and these large differences give rise to a new varieties, and by this there are different type of varieties have been obtained from a single species. This is the proof given by Charles Darwin by his conclusion of visiting the different types. Another important thing what he indicates that varieties are also depend on the natural conditions, that is climate, food, physiology, etc. This means that the variety of the organism which we see is also depend on the condition in which they live. That is, the morphology is always depend on the people who live. Like if we compare the people live in Kashmir, if we compare a people live in Kashmir and with the people live in Chennai. Okay, these are the two most important examples, but we have to understand. Like a people Kashmir, what are the color of the people live in Kashmir? It is maybe fair color, that is their color are very fair, but people live in Chennai have obtained a dark color. Suppose if a person who born in Kashmir and after study he got a job in Chennai, he moved from Kashmir to Chennai. What happened? The condition in which he lives is changed. Now, after 15 to 20 years of living in Chennai, 15 to 20 years, what you found? The fair is slightly get dark, not too much dark, slightly get dark. That is, it is not as fair as when he was the first time when he comes from. Later, he married with a woman of Kashmir and he settled over here, and finally his child was born. And after 12 15, the child is going grown up in Chennai, in the Chennai atmosphere. What you find, that is, the child's color is quite different from the color of the children's of the Kashmir. What is why? Even this man is been belonging to the Kashmir, even their families belong, but still their colors are different. The reason is that because of the condition, that is atmospheric condition of Chennai is different from the Kashmir atmospheric condition of Kashmir. That is, it gives a great impact on the morphology of the organism living there. That is, they become darker. That is the reason that what the Darwins explained, that the condition of the surrounding atmosphere or the food that they take or the physical factor etc. also responsible to give rise to varieties. Clear? Now what we get a two variety. One is earlier we have only two, a fair variety and dark variety. Now we get a variety which is not too much fair, not too much dark, or we can say an average color variety. Now this is a morphologically, or we can say an evolution of a new organism which are differ from this and this. How it has been obtained? Due to the climatic condition changes. So these are the some evidences which are given by Darwin, through which he tried to explain that the life is not originated by God, or whatever the changement we see, it is depend on the time passes and the condition surrounding. Another important thing what does Darwin explain over here is the survival of the fittest. He also explained there are a lot of organisms which are occurred earlier, but now they are not found. They gone lost or they get extinct, and we are not even aware. If we talk about the Archaeopteryx, we talk about Archaeopteryx. What does Archaeopteryx? It is a reptile who have a wings, that means that it is look like a reptile, or have all the function, but it also have all the functions of a bird also. So he flies like a snake is been here in the earlier days like this, but he also have a wings, and these wings help it to fly. So the snake is been flying. That is called an Archaeopteryx. That is a organism which is in between the reptiles and the aves. Reptiles and aves. Aves belongs to a bird category, and the in between family is called Archaeopteryx. So these Archaeopteryx are not being found today. Why? Survival of the fittest. Those who survive have a that is the fitness, according to Darwin, refer the ultimate and only leave more progeny than others. This is actually what is that those who have survived and the conditions those who survive in the condition, that is a natural condition, whatever the condition it is, they will breed that a strong immunity or strong fitness organism will survive, while the weaker fitness does not survive and they get died and finally they get extinct. That is, if suppose we live in the best example we can say that human being or Indian human being, we live at the optimum temperature of -1 to maximally a temperature of 48 degree. If we consider the people living in Kashmir, that they live in -40, -1 degree, or we consider the people live in Chennai, they live in at a 48 degree also. Now if these Indians are shifted to Antarctica, Antarctica or Arctic countries, where mostly the temperature is minus 60, minus 50 degree. Do you think that these Indian people can survive over here? Suppose we have shifted 100 people from India to Arctic. After 1 year, what we found? We only found out of 100, maybe 40 are survive. Rest 60 get died. What is the reason behind that? That is due to this condition, that is a very low temperature condition. Those who are fit, they can convert, they survive, while those who are not feel comfortable, they get died. So the fitness increase, that there is a loss of 60 people. So further, the Darwin explains that as the conditions are changing time by time, as when the earth was evolved, after the year after year, the conditions also are changing of the earth, and as the condition of the earth is changing, the surrounding atmosphere's condition is changing. Those organisms who are fitted itself under such a condition or become adaptable under such condition, they survive, while those who cannot fit it themselves under such condition, or they cannot adapt themselves under such condition, they cannot survive itself and they get died. So there are large amount of species which are not survive, they not fitted themselves as of the changing conditions of the earth, and they get lost. So this is the what we call a survival of the fittest. Hence therefore survive more, hence selected in your nature. We call this survival fitness a natural selection. Alfred Wallace, a naturalist who worked on the Malay archipelago, has also come to a similar conclusion, and this theory of natural selection and the theory of challenges of the over the special consideration is supported by Alfred Wallace. He worked over the Malay archipelago. Archipelago is a group of islands. When there is a group of islands, we call it an archipelago, group of islands. Okay, I mean always remember, like we have a Andaman and Nicobar. Andaman and Nicobar. The Andaman Nicobar comprises of 512 or 550 islands. So there are very small, big islands. All these islands together are called as archipelago. So he was working on a Malay archipelago, and he has concluded some conclusion over the beaks of the birds, and he found that whatever the Darwin has said is exactly true, and these geological histories of earth closely correlate with the biological history. So as the geography of the earth changes, the biological of the earth is also changes, and this biological changement give rise to the diversity of organism on the earth. So this is a very important term to understand that the changement, I'm just writing the change in the geography of the earth, give rise to the change in biology or living organism present on the earth. That is, the morphology and the physiology also get changed. That is the morphology and physiology of an organism get changed, and this change give rise to the diversity of living organisms. Of living organisms. Okay, so what that said, as the geography of the earth says, as the atmospheric condition of the earth changes, it automatically gives the changes in the living organism present on the earth, and these living organism, the changement occurred in these living gives rise to a different type of diversity on this earth. So what are the evidences which proves the evolution? That is, there is evolution of life, that the present there are different, like for the best example is dinosaur. How could we get to know about the dinosaur? That is, in the earlier time there was a dinosaur when the earth was evolved, after a lot of millions of years, then the organism, that is dinosaur, was present, but now it is not been present. How could we get to know? That is called the paleontology evidences. Paleontological evidences. What is paleontological? It is the study of fossils found in the rocks to support the organic evolution. That is, we get the impression on the rocks. Suppose this is an snakes. Okay, this is snakes, and this is its wings. Okay, we can see that this is a wings and this is a snakes. This is not a bird, this is not a Archaeopteryx. Archaeopteryx. Okay. This is Archaeopteryx. What happened? Look, there is a mountain over here. This Archaeopteryx enters in this area and for the search of food. As the snake goes in the, and finally what happened? He died over here. As the, suppose this organism is being get died, we know that there is a erosions occur, and this erosions finally fill this like an engraved graveyards, and this Archaeopteryx is been in between the soil and the rock. After that period has gone, this soil become hard, and now the mountain is looking like this. Okay, after the millions of years we have digged this again. What we found? We found the impression of the organism over the rock. This impression is called a fossil. This impression is called a fossil, and the study of this fossil is called a paleontological study. So fossils are remained on a hard part of life found in rocks. Different age rock sediment contain fossils of different life form who probably died during the formation of particular sediments. This means that there are different type of rocks, and as the rocks are being aged, that is how the rocks is formed. First, the soil will be get settled. This settled soil, after pressure, natural pressure and temperature and chemical reaction, they get harder and harder and harder by layer and layer by layer formation, and finally this layer becomes too hard and works as a rock. So as the time passes, the rock become harder and harder, and as it become harder, the impression is always be preserved in between that. Okay, they represent extinct. Most of the organism which we found in the paleontological study is basically those organisms which are present in the past but not found in present time. That means these are those organisms which are been extinct, which are present in the earlier ages of earth, but now it has been known no more, and there is no chance of the future existence, that in future maybe we get, like such as a dinosaur or a reptile, a flying reptile like Archaeopteryx and so on. The study of fossil in different sedimentary layers indicate the geological periods in which they get exist. So by this study we can indicate that in which era they were present and what are the ages. We can calculate the ages by carbon dating. Carbon dating is a process. Carbon dating is a process of calculation of the age of that rock, and by that we can get to know how older the fossil is, and by which we get to aware that in which period or in which era these organisms are present on earth. Like we can say that dinosaurs are found in the Jurassic era. How could we get to know that dinosaurs are present in Jurassic era? By carbon dating. By this we calculate the age of that, how much earlier it was present, and by which we get to know the era or in which that such of an organism is found. The study showed that the life form varied over time and certain life forms are restricted to certain geological time span. This indicates that this study also varies, that there are some life forms which are different. That is, as present, if we talk about the early man mostly use a flesh which has not been even cooked. That is, they use uncooked flesh. They live under the den, they sleep under the den, they live together in a gathered way. They attack on the wild animal, they mostly found in the forest. These are the different varieties of the early man. So by this dating we get to know how the people are varied from today. Now the mans are living in jungle, no more. Are we eating a raw fish, raw meats or raw vegetables or raw fruits? No, we mostly use the cooked foods. So there are difference in the lifestyle of a people from this era to the earlier, and this variation is been also been obtained from such studies. And certain life forms are restricted to certain geological time span. This is the best example I can explain it on the basis of the kangaroo. Kangaroo is only found in Australia. While in rest of the world you cannot find a kangaroo. Rest of the world there is no kangaroo. And if you take a kangaroo to other country, he cannot survive. Let's suppose if I import kangaroo from Australia to India and keep it in a zoo of the India, the kangaroo will not survive because he is adaptable to the atmosphere of Australia. He is only found in Australia. This indicates that there are certain organisms which are specific to a certain area and certain time also. And in that time they are present in that specific area. They are not present in everywhere, in every country or every place. So this indication also clears that which type of organism are found in which type of area and what period they are present. All these studies are being obtained from a planetological studies. So planetological studies helps to study about the extinct organism, that is those organisms who get extinct from today, as well as those organisms which are present in the specific areas. So look at the slide. These are the Archaeopteryx who have a wings like structure. You look like a wings over here, while the shape is like a snake or a reptile. This is an impression over a rock which supports that in the early times there was an animal or a reptile which have a capability to fly, but right now there is no capability is seen in these organisms to fly. There are flying reptiles we have found in the earlier times. So these studies are called a paleontological studies. These are another that we found the impressions of some type of fishes or some another. These are the hoops of the some animals which have been present on the rock. So these study is called a fossil study or a planological studies. So by this lecture, now we are going to end up this session, and I hope you can understand this session very well. Please kindly go through this lecture thoroughly once or twice and try to understand what the Darwins want to say and how are been fossil fuels are been obtained. Thank you very much for hearing this. Thank you.